Hello everyone. During this time of great national crisis, I've decided to do my part and self-isolate. I mean, how hard can it be? Just stay put, stay in your apartment, avoid contact with the outside world, and everything should just blow right over. So I'm going to do that for the safety and well-being of my fellow man. How hard can it be?
Hello, sky. Hello, sun. I miss you so bad. You have not touched my face in so long. What are those big pillowy things up there with you? What could they be? It's been so long. It's been so long.
Hello, doctor. Yes, I'm fine. No coughing, no sneezing, no shortness of breath, no body aches, no flu-like symptoms at all. There is one thing. I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but is it normal to poop during sex? You know what? Never mind. What's up, guys? It is Sunday. Yes, early afternoon on Sunday. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who came out to my live stream. I always love my live streams. I always feel good after they're done. I said this in a video, an exclusive video I made for people who donate. And they should have got that yesterday on Sunday. If you have donated and you didn't receive the link, let me know and I will send it to you. But I like the live streams because it gives me a chance to talk about things I don't normally talk about, because I try to keep my channel on point about Cambodia, living in Cambodia, teaching, retiring, cost of living, that kind of thing. But this gives me a chance to go into depth with other people who share some of the same interests I do. Not everybody shares the same thing, of course, but like, you know, professional wrestling and video games, other nerd culture stuff, and different offbeat YouTube channels we all like. And we talked about a little bit of all of those in the live stream yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Another reason I like it is because I can get real-time input from people who watch my channel. They can ask me questions in real time. I like that. I like that one-on-one interaction. Or not one-on-one, but, you know, more one-on-one than it is just leaving comments back and forth. I always like that. No good? Oh. As you can see, the river is looking, I think the scientific name for it is icky. Icky is the scientific name for the way this river is looking right now. Does not look well. I feel bad for the river. But anyway, the live stream was really fun, like I said. And for the most part, the replay isn't too choppy, which, you know, my internet kept going in and out. I thought there were going to be huge chunks of dialogue and things taken out, but not really. I did lose a few thoughts and things, but if you have any questions about anything I was talking about where it cut out or where you couldn't quite understand, just leave me a comment and I'll try to clarify that for you. It's another very nice day here. I'm very happily surprised because next month is April, the hottest month of the year, and there's a breeze out here today. Feeling pretty nice, and I almost stepped right into that big pile of fire ants. That would have been a huge mistake. But I want you to see what I mean by the river. Yeah, not looking good, my friends. Not looking good. Which is a real shame. So border closings. Let me see. Who is not allowing people in and out? Bangkok has really, or Thailand has really tightened their borders. They closed another one either very early yesterday or today. I'm not sure which. So they closed another border. Border between Cambodia and Vietnam is closed. However, I believe it's still open for trade because Cambodia relies heavily on Thailand and Vietnam to get a lot of their essential goods. So I believe the borders are open for that. The United States and Canada have closed their border except for all non-essential personnel and travel. That might not last long, but for right now, that's the call. And if you saw my live stream yesterday, you know that the only thing that will really affect, for me personally, is that one of the main event wrestlers at WrestleMania, he's the WWE champion, Brock Lesnar. He has his championship match defending against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, which is going to be held on Saturday and Sunday, April 4th and 5th. So, and he lives in Canada, by the way. That's what I wanted to say. Brock Lesnar lives in Canada, and now there's talk that he might not be able to make it because of the travel restrictions. So, that would be a blow. That'd be a bummer. But I saved all that details from our live stream. Watch the replay if you want. You can hear all my thoughts on what's going on in the world of professional wrestling, if you're into that sort of thing. And if you're not, that's okay. I understand. But there are a lot of good things happening. I was trying to find the link again, but I couldn't. But somebody was promoting their all kinds of free Kindle books, ebooks. They were going to be free for a 2-week period for those who are being forced to be shut in, or just shutting in because you like it better indoors, whatever, if you prefer that. But yeah, authors got together and said, hey, we want to give you these books and you can download them for free. If I do find that link again, because I went there, I found a book. It was the only horror novel they had, so that's the one I downloaded because that's my thing. And and then I lost track of the link I had gone through. So I've been trying to find it again, but so far I've been unsuccessful. But if I do, I will put it in my description below so you guys can get in on that. I should have saved the link before I even downloaded it, but once you downloaded it, it took you to the download page, which is separate, and then you got to have your choice of where you download it to. You want an EPUB? Do you want it on the Kindle? Do you want it as a PDF? And once you did that, your download began, and then it just took you out of the page altogether. It took you right back to the post where that had the link. So you didn't stay on the page. But anyway, you didn't need to know all that, but there, I told you anyway. But people had wanted to know about certain things, and we're going to get into that right now. Alright, it's official. I have to charge my gimbal. That's why I had to cut it off right there. So you're going to have to go with a shaky handheld here for a while as you look at the almost empty streets, which is a weird scene. Normally this is pretty busy. Why am I so zoomed in? Hang on. There we go. All right. But people had wanted to know about my plan A, plan B, and plan C for different scenarios should things get worse here than what they already are. And they thought I should make a video about that. So the 3 scenarios I was presented with were, first, what if there's no more foreign teachers here? What if Cambodia says we don't need foreign teachers. We're going to go with our English-speaking Khmer teachers, and you can't find teaching jobs. What would I do? And that one, the answer is kind of simple. I would have to find another form of income, basically. Because the only reason I ask for donations and ask people to join my Patreon is for that purpose. And if I weren't allowed to do it here, I would move somewhere else, basically. The good thing about having an internationally recognized temple certificate is that you have options. For a long time, other people have taken their temple certificates and just traveled. I've said this many times. They stop in a country, they make enough money to teach, or they make enough money from teaching to save up so they can go on to their next country. They stay in one place for anywhere from 3 months to a year, go to the next country. It's a good way to travel, actually. Makes a lot of sense. You're making a contribution to the countries you're in. You're getting to know each country for more than just 2 or 3 days. And you make some money. So that's always a good option. I would want to go somewhere where it's warm like it is here. I don't like the cold. And of course somewhere that I would not need a bachelor's degree. And there are many places around the world that don't require a bachelor's degree as long as you have a recognized, accredited temple certificate. I would look at South America. A lot of places down there do not require a degree. So that would probably be my first choice. So that's what I would do if they just said no more foreign teachers. If that was one of the jobs they blacklisted from foreigners doing was teaching. So that's really the only thing I'm really skilled at. And there are many jobs over here foreigners just can't do. You can't just go out and find a different kind of job, because you can't do any job that a Khmer national could do, because the government feels you'll be taking away a job from a local, which is fair. The other scenario is, what if they just kick you out? What if stuff gets so bad between countries, politics, bickering back and forth, that the country just says, all American citizens, you have to leave by a certain time? What would I do? Well, I would leave. You can't fight the government. I would have to leave, right? But in a scenario like that, I would probably go back to the United States for a year, save enough money, find a different country to go to teach. And that would be, just like I said in my last response, it would be my first choices would be somewhere in South America. Maybe Mexico. I don't know. I would have to do research, but then in that scenario, I would have a year to go back home and study different places and figure out what I wanted to do from there. And the third scenario was, what if there's a lockdown on all borders and you're not allowed to leave? What if you can't leave? And out of all three scenarios, that would be my favorite, because I don't want to leave. So again, if it's something the government orders, there's nothing I can do about that. I would just have to comply and figure out the best way to get things done from there. But I don't really have an exit strategy. I don't think about that. I haven't thought about it since I've been here. And this little crisis thing isn't going to start me going down that route. So yeah, it would really all depend on the situation, whether it was something that was suggested, something that just happened, or something that was government ordered. Like if all the teaching jobs just went away, of course I would have to leave. If the government kicks me out, I would have to leave. If the government just locked down everything and made everybody stay, well, then I'd still be here. Now, none of those scenarios are being thought about or talked about or anything like that. I want to make that clear. These are just extreme hypotheticals. Nothing like that is happening. There's no talks in the works. There's no rumors floating around. Those are just questions I was asked. People wanted to know what I would do in certain situations. And there are many, many options for all of them, you know. And I could always go back home, save more money, go somewhere else. In the one scenario, if I was allowed to leave here without not have a job, I could just go to another country right away if I wanted to, and just try to start teaching there. But there are many, many hypothetical situations and different conditions of those hypotheticals that one could come up with for scenarios, but I'd rather spend most of my time dealing with reality and what's happening now instead of what could happen. Because overthinking something can be just as bad as not thinking it out enough. Because before I left to move here, I could have thought about all kinds of situations. What if my plane crashes? What if I get there and I don't like it? What if I get there and can't find a job? What if I get to Cambodia and it doesn't work out? I could have thought about all those, but I didn't. I made my decision, bought my one-way ticket, hopped on a plane, been here ever since. Now, I'm not saying it necessarily had to work out like that, but hello! But that's the way it worked out for me. Basically, I'll just say this. I plan on staying in Cambodia until such time as I am forced to leave. So there's no other plans in the works. There's no thoughts of me going to South America. There's no thoughts of me going back home. Nothing like that. I'm going to stay here in Cambodia until something happens and the government or circumstances force me out. And like I said, that isn't happening now. That's not in the works right now. And I do not see it happening in the foreseeable future. So I'm just going to stay put, going to keep teaching my classes, and we'll take it from there. That's really all you can do, right? But it is strange how these streets look empty. Just weird. But somebody also wanted my thoughts on No Joke Howard. And I know a lot of you who follow my channel, you already know how I feel about No Joke Howard. But I'll say it again for the person that asked, because why not? I like No Joke Howard. I like this channel. I subscribe to it. I thought he had great information. He had great nuggets of information in his videos. But sometimes you would have to dig for those nuggets and that information, if you know what I mean. If you've ever watched a majority of his videos, you know he would just start out talking about teaching here in Cambodia, and then the video would devolve into some drug or alcohol fueled rant about something completely off topic, sometimes about his body parts, you know, his penis mainly, sometimes just about other things, and trying to rile up trouble between locals that he felt disrespected him or something. And we all seen that on this channel. But what I liked about him was that he was authentic. He wasn't. There are many imitators of No Joke. Not just. I'm not talking about people in Cambodia. I'm talking about just people who have that same style on the internet, the same style of vlogging. And but he was authentic. He was genuine. That was just him. That wasn't No Joke Howard trying to be somebody else for the camera. Whether you liked him, whether you didn't like him, whether you agreed or didn't agree, isn't the point. The point is, I appreciated his honesty and him being himself. And that's what made him unique. That's why a lot of people were drawn to him. And I had a hard time sitting through some of his videos because I was just like, what is this guy talking about? Before I left for Cambodia, it's like I'm looking for information on teaching and living there, and I don't really care about him getting in a fight with some tuk-tuk guy over $1 fare or whatever and having a gun pulled on him. And when the title of his video said, "How easy is it to teach in Cambodia?" That's what I was looking for. But he didn't do that like as a goof or as a trolling measure. He would literally just get in the middle of his video, something would come to his mind, and he would just speak it. And I like that because, like I said, it wasn't forced. It wasn't like, oh, look at me, I'm the badass of Cambodia. I swear a lot, and I'm trying to be edgy and cool. It was nothing like that. That was just the way he was, whether his videos here, his videos back when he went home, his videos from Mexico, that's the way he was. So I liked No Joke Howard. And you should not avoid his channel, even if that's not the type of content you want, because like I said, you will get some very, very good, useful information if you're thinking about moving here from his channel. You just might have to, like I said, pull those nuggets of gold out of all the sand around it. You might have to go digging for it a little bit, but it is there. And not all of his videos are like this. Some of them are very straightforward, and he'll just give his information, in the best way he can. So I was sorry to hear that when he died. I know everybody's aware that he died in Mexico of a heart attack. But I will say this: I was very happy because of his history with drugs. That when they did the autopsy in Mexico, they found no illegal substances in the system. So at least at the end of his life, it was good to know he had quit doing that. He maybe had got his demons under control a little bit, and that he was clean and just trying to live his best life in the country he chose, focusing not on teaching down there, but on other things he wanted to do. And if you have to die, I think that's a very good way to die, following a dream instead of just laying back and regretting everything you haven't done. So that's my personal take on that. Somebody wanted to know, and that was it. So yeah, I think I covered all the scenarios. Like I said, I really can't go into detail about them because I don't have detailed plans for martial law, for lockdowns, for escape routes. I don't think like that. And like I said, that's not even a thing right now. I want to emphasize that. All completely hypothetical. And I plan on staying here until somebody forces me to leave. I'll just be sitting here doing my thing. All right. Be sure to check out all my links below. Your donations and you joining my Patreon is what helps me be able to do what I do here and still survive. So every donation, every Patreon is appreciated very, very much. You'll get bonuses like the video I just put out yesterday, exclusive to people who donate or people who join my Patreon. You don't have to do both. Both of those buttons are down below. Whichever one you want to do, I'll include you on my list, and you'll get all the exclusive videos, pictures, and updates that are not on any other of my social media. My book links are down below. If you're interested in those, I have a merch store with some t-shirt designs. All of these things also help me out. There are links down below to different channels in Cambodia that you might want to check out. If you don't like what I do, if you're annoyed by my voice, as I am often, that's okay. I get it. I understand. There are other channels down below that may be more to your liking, and you should definitely check them out. And also all my social media. If you have a question, want to hook up with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that information is also down below. All right. That'll do it for this one. And I will talk to you guys from the empty streets of Siem Reap in the next one.